Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We are back in the gun room for another discussion. And what I wanted to talk about today was, I'm kind of shocked by what the gun community is willing to accept in quality of the firearms. And I'll explain, but before I do that, I want to thank my ammunition sponsor, Mark from Browne Works Inc. Link in the description below. Check out his custom handgun grips. They make them for revolvers. They even make them for AR-15s. They make them for 1911s, Berettas, CZs, all kinds of handguns. And as you can see, they are beautiful, exotic woods, snake skins, all the materials. You can have them customized with photos, pictures, emblems, all kinds of stuff, man. Go check out Mark, Browne Works Inc. Link in the description below. If you can't find something that he has in stock on the website, send him an email. Maybe you can work with him and build something super custom for some super sweet grips for your favorite firearm. So, now, I get comments on, let me show you this gun. So, if you're not familiar with my channel, I did a, oh, I fell back. I did some upgrades on this gun, but this is my Colt 1911C or whatever. It's basically their classic. And I had some, you probably can't see it in this video, I had some finish issues right there up in the finish. The plunger tube spring, it's just blown right out. So the spring comes right out when, plastic mainspring housing. There was QC issues with this gun. Now, with that being said, it has been 100% reliable. It's really reliable. And it's really accurate because all Colts now come with the National Match Barrel. So, I get a lot of comments, that's just, you're being nitpicky. You're apparently, excuse me, apparently, I appreciate my money more than some people do. I don't know, but I think for the price that this is, and now that's not, like, again, not set up in this configuration. I got a Wilson Combat drop-in beaver tail. I got a Wilson Combat Commander hammer, a Fusion Firearms single-sided safety, because the safety was, you could go click, 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 and it sucked. This gun, as standard, without those, was roughly $1,000 after you ordered online and taxes and transfer fee and all that kind of stuff. And it has some issues. Go check out the video on the full. I mean, the ejector's not fit flush. I have cheap T-Sauce and Rock Islands that are fit better than that. But it's about a $1,000 gun. And to me, $1,000 is where you start getting expensive, especially when you can get some budget 9mm handguns nowadays for $199. And I'm not talking about High Point. I'm talking about some good guns, okay? $1,000. And to have those issues, it should never have left the factory like that. But I get people in the comments section, and it's on mostly budget, but it's usually the Radical Firearms and the Colt videos that I get them on. So it's the Cheap Gun Mafia and the Cult of Colt that are coming for me in the comments, and they're saying, you're just being nitpicky. That's, you used to have to deal with it and all this other kind of stuff. Really? I guess maybe, again, I value my money and my purchasing power more than some people, because for you to accept some of these issues and say you should just have to deal with it, that's what? No. Fuck these companies. We're the customers. They need our money. We should be telling them, this is unacceptable. Don't, I value my money more than that. Don't let you freaking guns, and some of the companies get it. Some companies truly do get it. Their QC is right on point. They're not going to let junk leave the factory. They're very, very conscious about their reputation and stuff like that. Some don't seem to freaking care at all. Colt. And I like Colt. If you're the first time watching this video, go check out my channel. I got a lot of Colt videos. I wouldn't buy Colt if I didn't like them. Okay? But I'm honest and I call it like I see it, and Colt has some issues with QC and build quality. And for people to be like, this is just nitpicky stuff right here. You're being too damn nitpicky, and it's just what you got to put up with. Why? Why do I have to put up with that? Why do I have to put up with companies just shoveling shit out the door and we got to buy it? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have to buy Colt. I can buy other guns, okay? I can buy other manufacturers, and I do have other manufacturers' guns. And when it comes to 1911s, I run the gamut. I got it from Ed Browne to Les Baer to Dan Wesson to Rock Island Armory to T-Sauce to Colt to, I don't even remember all of them, I don't know. I got a lot of 1911s. I love 1911s, okay? But, so I get it. I don't have to buy Colt. But I like Colt. They're an iconic American brand. I just want them to do better. Okay, I just want them to do better. I don't want them to go into business. I don't want to sit there and shit on Colt and constantly hammer Colt and say they're dog shit, they're fucking us and all this other kind of stuff. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to, what do they call it? I'm trying to, I forget what the hell they call it. Be honest with them and say, guys, these are your problems. If you want to bring up your name and get back your reputation, this is what you got to do. Fix your QC issues. But people are in there screaming at me about that's what you got to deal with you're expecting too much and all that. Why? The gun, if they had said, blem gun, if they're honest with people, it has a finish issue right here. The plunger tube spring is blown out. It's got a plastic mainspring. The thumb safety has downward play and all that other kind of stuff. Will take $100 off. People be like, okay, I can fix all that shit myself. Just divulge it to the customer. It's a kind of like used car salesman, or buying used cars, not used car salesman, but buying used cars. You don't know what's been done to it before. They don't disclose everything. You buy it, and then sometimes people are pretty handy and they'll go, I can fix all that stuff myself. I don't care. Knock a couple $100 off. I did that with a truck one time. Bought an old Ford. Oh, the thing was junk. But anyway, I bought this Ford. Front grille was cracked. I said, I like the truck. Got online, found out what a price for a truck grill was. I said, take off $250 for the cracked grill and we got a deal. And they're like, okay. So I did that. So then I went out and bought a new grill and put it on. I knew ahead of time. That's why I respect some companies that are like, oh, this is a blem and we're going to knock $100 off. People will accept that. People will go, oh, okay, that's fair. I could fix that or live with it, or I don't care. Some people don't care. They just beat up their guns. As long as they're reliable and accurate, they don't care what they look like. And I have some guns that are like that. But when it comes to a lot of guns, especially 1911s and all that kind of stuff, I care what they look like. I care how they're built. I care, okay? And I want my money to be spent. I want my dollar, especially nowadays with as bad as the economy is, to go far. And I don't think it's crazy to ask companies, and I'm not asking them for exotic stuff or crazy ass stuff, just QC your guns. If you see a scratch in the finish, send it back to get refinished. If you see a blem in the bluing, send it back to get reblued. I know, because they're not going to do that because it costs a lot of money. If you notice an issue with the safety and there's a lot of downward play on the safety, which there's not now on this one, there was a lot in the, if you notice that, go get a different safety and put it and fit it. But all that takes time and money and they don't care. They just want to shit them out the damn door. As soon as these companies, a lot of these companies get bought out by venture capitalists or Vista Outdoors or whatever, these big corporations, they just go, how many, stop fucking with that. Maximize profits, just get units out the door. And that's when quality goes down. And that's when stuff turns to shit. And for me to point out issues with a gun and then people go, you're being too nitpicky. That shouldn't bother you. You should just have to accept that. Why should I? We don't accept it in other industries. We don't accept it in the car industry unless, like I said before, they go, there's a scratch right there, knock $1,000 off and then you don't get it fixed or whatever. We don't accept that with a brand new car. You don't go to a brand new car and go, Hey, there's a paint issue right there. I'll just accept it. Oh, this part's broken. I'll accept it. Hell no. If it's broken, you get pissed. You send it back or whatever. And again, like I said, all manufacturers, I've said it in other videos, I'll say it right now. All manufacturers have issues at some times. I get that. But when you have consistent issues, and for example, I have a pretty favorable sample size of 10. At the time of filming this video, I have 10 Colt 1911s. 10 of them. So I have a sample size of 10. And 8 out of the 10, in my opinion, now they're at varying degrees, and I'm not saying they're complete junk, but 8 out of the 10, 80%, have quality control issues that I feel, and I'm the one buying it and spending my money. So the customer's always right. I know that's not the attitude nowadays. It was when I was growing up. The attitude nowadays is the customer's always an asshole, and fuck them. Because that's what most companies say nowadays. Most companies do. They say, fuck you, you don't want our product, don't buy it. And we go, okay, we're not going to buy it no more. And then they come back and go, why didn't you buy our stuff? Because your shit is junk and fuck you. That's why. Rolex is like that. I'm into watches. I do a video of my watch collection. Rolex says, fuck you. We're Rolex. Fuck you. And we like lemmings go, okay, Rolex. I'm here to tell you right now, Rolex is not the best watch brand. If you guys don't know about watches, everybody, I said Rolex, everybody knows what Rolex is. But nobody hardly ever knows who Zenith is, or Omega, or Grand Seiko. And they're all, in my opinion, better made watches, better polished watches. But Rolex has that name. Rolex has that name cache, that branding that they've so carefully cultivated. And I get it. But you're sitting here like, oh, you should have to accept this and that. No. Why? Why? These corporations say, fuck us. And I'm guilty of it too. And we buy their shit anyway. We buy, instead of saying, what does the customer want? And how? And I'm just saying, just fix your QC. That's all. That's all a lot of these companies. Just fix your QC. And it shocks me that people in my comments will be like, you're expecting too much for $1,000. What? I didn't try to say I was trying to buy a Wilson Combat for $1,000. It's a Colt. I don't get it. But that's just me, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that at least the gun should leave the factory without any noticeable scratches, blems, cracks, bulges, breaks, dents, all that kind of stuff? It should be reliable and it should be fairly accurate. I don't think that's too much to ask people. I don't. And then sending it back to them, such a nightmare. And a lot of times they're like, no, we don't fix finish issues and all that other kind of crap. Okay, fine. I'll keep it and shoot it. It's not, but I don't know, guys. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Do you think I'm being too nitpicky when I say the gun? And I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying perfect. It doesn't have to leave perfect, okay? Nothing is perfect. But if I take it right out of the box at the gun store doing the transfer paperwork and I see boop, a big old blotch in the bluing right there, you tell me they didn't notice that when it left the factory? They had to have, because they have the little QC fucking big, means it was checked. They didn't notice or they just don't care. They didn't take it apart to see that the whole plunger tube spring here thing is blown all the way through and you can just take the whole shit out from the front, which is not supposed to be the way it is. You didn't notice that? You didn't notice that? Well, if you didn't notice it, then you need to hire somebody, a better QC guy, because I would notice it. I wouldn't let shit leave the factory, and that's the problem. They just want to shit them out the doors. Just keep getting more and more and more and more and more. Who cares about the quality? But that's just me. I just, these companies don't seem to be customer oriented, and not all of them, just some of them don't seem to be customer oriented anymore. They don't respect the purchasing power of the customer. Some of these companies are learning. At the time of this video, there was the Bud Light thing, Harley Davidson. Now that has to do with the whole politics of the woke shit. But they are learning that these companies, we don't need you. If we banded together, if customers band together, we don't need you. We don't, you need us. You need our money. So for you to say that type of stuff, for you to have the attitude of, fuck you, we don't need you, go somewhere else and buy your shit. There's that never works out for these companies. In the end, that attitude, they always sink. They always sink. They should be catering to the customer, because that customer, especially nowadays with online stuff, that customer makes a video, or that customer posts on Yelp, or that customer tells his friends. It used to be just word of mouth back in the day. Now you can get on here and make a video and go, this company fucked me. And then somebody else comes in and goes, yeah, they fucked me too. Yeah. And then there's a groundswell and it builds. So there it is, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think in some of my videos, when I point out finish issues and scratches and dings and dents and blims and all that kind of stuff, I'm being too nitpicky? Because I personally don't. And again, like I said, it's my money. So I think my money, I want to spend my money properly. I want a product that's worth my money. And I think you want a product that's worth yours. Nobody wants to open up a brand new Glock and the front sight had already fallen off, or there's a big ass gouge in a plastic frame, all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you think, guys. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.